Hey guys, it's Rodney here. Now we're talking about high performance and what we have to do to achieve that high performance. So we're going to introduce holistic health and we're going to introduce personal growth towards our high performance. But let's have a look at each one of those first. So high performance, what is it? Well, it's really it's individual because everybody is different. Now, the way I look at high performance is the expression of yourself or your true expression of your true authentic self. Now that comes from a place within, and it is when we have the courage and the ability to be able to express ourselves openly, and that is what high performance is. Now, we can also look at high performance as having the higher levels of physical, mental, and emotional levels of energy and performance, being able to perform, usually under ever increasing demands of stress and pressure. Now we want to be able to perform, so basically we want to be able to perform for longer at higher levels of energy. So when we have a look at performance, we need a few things to be able to achieve that. The first part is holistic health. Now holistic health really looks at looks at our body and what it needs for us to be able to thrive. We look at things like sleep, how important that is. Then we have a look at these pillars. Now the pillars of health are our sleep, our nutrition, or checking our bloods, and as well as other things like adventure. You've got to find that adventure in your life to be able to have passion. And then we also have a look at our mind. What's really important with our mind and how we can train our mind. Then we have a look at personal growth. And also with holistic health comes meaning and purpose. As we follow those aspects of our pillars, also we want to be able to find out what gives us meaning and what gives us purpose. And through that whole process, we find wellness within ourselves. So holistic health has a really big importance. It's the base for where we get our high performance from. Then we've got our personal growth. Personal growth really, it's like a self-actualization. We can't truly express ourselves fully and find that full potential until we go through that process of personal growth. And again, it's going to be different for everybody, but there's a simple, easy step that we can start, or there's a process that we can go through to help find our personal growth. And it's starting with self-gratitude, then we move into self-forgiveness, self-compassion, and then self-love. Now, as we start peeling back those layers of ourselves, when we work on our holistic health and we want to start looking at that high performance, the body's going to start pushing back. Old memories are going to start pushing back. And by going through that 4-step process of self-gratitude, self-forgiveness, self-compassion, and self-love, we can start pushing back against that inner critic. So we can start to perform at our best for longer, which is a massive, massive part of this whole model. And really, at the end of the day, what we're looking at as one leads into the other and works on the other. They can't be done separately. And the big part of that is wellness. And it's actually, we're not looking to create wellness, we're becoming well through high performance, through our holistic health, and through our personal growth. Now, how do we achieve all of that? Because there's a lot going on. Well, there's a 3-step process. The first part is called a vision. Now, that's creating a vision of the future. We're using things like imagery and to create that vision of the future, to draw ourselves or to draw that vision back to us. So the first part of vision, and that starts with creating, from a thought, we create an experience of that future that we want to be and live. And then from that experience, we create an emotion of what it feels like to be that person that we see in our vision of the future. And when we have that emotion, we can feel what that is right now. So by feeling that emotion, we then become that vision of the future, and we start pulling that vision towards us. We start living it on a day-to-day basis. It's not about out there chasing goals. Goals are a massive important part of this process, but it's actually about creating through thought and experience. And then from that experience of how we want to live in the future, we create that emotion. And then from that emotion, we start to feel what it's like to be that person in the future. So that's the first step. Another part of vision is really looking at longevity, looking at the life that we live now, and how can we improve our life through our personal growth, holistic health, and our high performance. Now the next part is 2, not with a C, it's not 2C. Now this is our mastery over the mind and the body. They are a really important part of this program because we have to, mastery over the mind and the body is training ourselves. Everything that we're going to be doing here, it's trainable. That's the whole idea of it. There's three things that we can really focus on training in our lives. One is our mind, one is our craft, and another one is our body. Now we spend a lot of time training our body, and we spend most of our lives training our craft or our career. We don't really spend a lot of time training the mind. So that's where we're going to dive into mastery over the mind and the body. We're going to start having a look at the circle of truth. The circle of truth really examines how stepping through the process of what I think I want, and then becoming ourselves, becoming that true representation of ourselves. The other part is addressing our relationship with stress. We have this really bad relationship with stress that it's bad and that we want to get rid of it. There's no getting rid of stress in our lives. It's a natural part of life. Even Marcus Aurelius talks about stress as being kind of normal in life. So the way that we start developing that relationship with stress is that we'll have a look at a stress chart and the comparison between our stress and our high performance. Sometimes we go over stress, we get over activated and we can't perform. So we want to be able to gauge between a couple of these levels that's on the chart, so we know when we're in our performance state or our high performance state and how we can toggle between them. So that relationship with stress is really important. And then mastery over the mind and the body brings in our personal growth. That's when we start practicing. It's like a mind training skill for self-gratitude, self-forgiveness, self-compassion, and self-love. That's personal growth is where we approach, or how we approach, our thoughts and our emotions and our feelings. So we really start thinking about, okay, well, how is this thought affecting me? Can I control it? How is this emotion? And starting to understand the body and become more aware of it so that we are able to develop that mastery over it. Then the last part is 3. Now this is just having a clear plan. This is about systems and structures that we then put into place to be able to achieve, especially around the holistic health. We want to create that base. Then it gives us the tools and the systems and the structures to be able to work on our vision, our personal growth, and understand our high performance. So that's really having a look at our high performance model, taking through those 3 steps. On the next video, we're going to start breaking down, diving into high performance, personal growth a little bit more, and holistic health, and how these steps are going to take us towards that, achieving that high performance.